Hello, my darlings. A big, massive, warm, bright yellow, sunshiny hello from my springtime magical therapy chalet. I have to bring nature inside. Ever since I was tiny, I used to wash earthworms when I was 3 because I felt sorry for them being dirty. Anyway, that was a bit by the by. Ever since I was 3, ever since I was tiny, I've always believed in bringing nature inside. It just fills you not only with the magic and deliciousness of every season, but it connects you. Nature doesn't finish out there, so I bring it inside for the kids, help them be aware of the changing seasons, and to look forward to what each season brings, and to really boost that serotonin, the hormone of happiness, confidence, self-esteem, and oxytocin, love and nurture. So I had a really busy week last week, which is why I missed making a video. So I'm sorry about that. I felt terrible. But it was a National Neurodiversity Celebration Week. And as you can imagine, I mean, my workload normally is a bit insane, but it was off the planet last week. And I was taking part in some wonderful panels and talks celebrating everybody who is disabled, differently able, differently wired, neurodivergent, however you're comfortable saying it. It's a bit of a minefield out there, isn't it? You'll always offend somebody by what you say. So hopefully I'm speaking in an inclusive enough way. But what I wanted to show you today is about bringing the mind, the body and the heart to stillness, which you probably think that woman would never be capable of that, but you watch. And I've got these amazing oils. Now, some of you, if you've got a child or you yourself have sensory processing issues or it's a bit much, you don't need to use oils at all. But for those of you who are fine with oils, rosewood is a good all-rounder. It's like a cuddle in a bottle, as I've said on previous videos. Really fantastic for anybody going through mental health issues or challenges, especially suppressed childhood trauma, any form of trauma, PTSD, all of those. Rosewood is a really fantastic one, and there's no contraindications with that one, so it's a really safe one to use even if you're not an aromatherapist. The other one is, it's a really unusual one. It's called Ho wood, H-O and then wood, and this is a really good one for emotional and mental balancing. So again, really fantastic for mental health. You know, when I share my videos, you know, my aim really is not just to reach people who are neurodivergent, neurodiverse, disabled, differently abled, but also those of us who are all really on some level or another going through massive mental health strain at the moment. It's huge out there. I've said before, we've become very fear-based as a society. So to take that in hand and bring us back to the now, I did a lovely self-care workshop last week with this gorgeous lady called Azra Ladora, a self-love, self-care masterclass. I think I needed it as much as to share it, actually. I'm just being honest with you. And it is about bringing yourself back to the present. Right in the present, not to worry about the past, not to worry about the future, but to bring you right into the here and now. And it's a really good one to use if you have autism, if you're autistic, if you have ADHD, pathological demand avoidance, dyslexia, dyscalculia, a mental health challenge, or even just if you have a bit of trouble sleeping. You know, it's a really lovely inclusive one, and you can do it whether you're in a wheelchair, in hospital. You can do it for yourself, which is very empowering. You're not relying on anybody else. So I'm going to crack on, because I always waffle on and end up making small documentaries, and you all probably want to throw darts at your screens. So I'm going to save your darts this week, and I'm going to really try and behave. So I'm going to lash on some of this stuff. You don't need to have essential oils. As I say, you could do what's called dry massage. And what we're going to work on today, bringing the body to stillness, believe it or not, you actually have still points around your head. And that's what I want to share with you today. And in some of my trainings, they were known as marma points. And in some of my other trainings, those exact same spots were called still points. And it does what it says on the tin, basically. It brings your body to stillness. And on an A&P level, on a neuroscientific level, what it actually does is it lowers your heart rate and your blood pressure so that you feel absolutely present and absolutely still. It brings that energy right down. So if you have yourself or you live with somebody who can hit those moments of absolute meltdown, overwhelm, in some of my training it's been called that state of high arousal, you can bring that down, and you can share, you know, even on, if you're a therapist on a Zoom session, you can share this on a Zoom session freely. That's why I make these things, is so that everybody, whoever you are, can access them. So the first one is easy. If you imagine you had a great big cyclops eye in the middle of your forehead, this is actually where you access the pineal in massage, just with your finger pads, not your nails, because you really don't want to look like a dartboard, you just gently rotate there. And you move the skin. You move the skin, but you're not boring into your head like some kind of Kanga drill that they use on the roads, because that wouldn't make you calm. So you're just gently but firmly, and you're in control of the touch. So if you're autistic and you have that real sensory overload where touch can feel like it's tickling or burning, just increase the pressure. That's what I've really found for myself, and also working with other autistic people, is that when you increase that touch, it stops that tickly feeling. So then if you imagine going up, say just a couple of finger pads width up, you've then got the next still point, and you massage that. And incidentally, this point here, you're accessing the pineal in massage, that helps to produce melatonin, which helps with sleep, mood and aggression. So you just keep going back, just 2 fingers apart, just keep going back to just before the crown. Because if you remember from previous videos, I always, whoever you are, I will never do anything stimulating on anybody's crown. Just because you may well be, you know, undergoing a mental health challenge, but you're so used to it and it's not been diagnosed that you may not realise. And if you do anything too stimulating on the crown, as I've said before, you could actually tip somebody into overload, into psychosis even. So it's a really, in traditional Chinese medicine, it's the meeting of 100 pathways. So be really careful there. So I always stop just before. I wouldn't go poking around in anybody's crown. The other thing you can do, and it really honestly is just gentle rotations. You don't need to be a massage therapist to do this for yourself. Anybody can do it. So it's, and those are still points, marma points. So they're lowering your heart rate and blood pressure. It's really good to work there as well. If you have cancer, or you've recently had cancer, or you're undergoing chemo, you're in recovery, obviously you can't do anything up the neck because of the lymph. You don't want to spread anything in the lymph. So when you massage these points here, the still points going up here, you're not going to affect that. So it's going to help bring you into that moment of right here and now, not fear-based, dropping that heart rate, dropping that blood pressure, and helping you, but keeping you safe. If you haven't had cancer, you're not in remission or whatever, if you push your fingers up either side of your neck, you'll eventually hit a bony ridge, and that ridge is called the occipital ridge. My rainbow kids call it the octopus ridge. And that is where the bottom of your skull joins onto the top of your neck. And in massage, we don't massage bones. We're not doing osteopathy. So if you just push your fingers up your neck, this is how you can find it on yourself. You'll hit that bony ridge. And you just literally, again, you're just with the pads of your fingers, not your fingernails, you're doing really gentle, mindful rotations all the way out to that hard sinus point right behind your ear. And I do nice big circles, because when you stretch the neck, that's fantastic, because we spend so much time these days on screens, particularly since COVID, but you're pushing that dopamine, the hormone of attention, concentration, focus, drive, feeling on top of the world, feeling you can face and cope with anything. It pushes all that up the vagus nerve, which runs directly either side of your neck. but you're also, as you go along, underneath those delicious, and they are delicious, little bits and hollows underneath that bone. My God, I love them. They give me goose pimples. You're lowering the heart rate and lowering the blood pressure. And the only contraindication to this one, apart from cancer, is if A, you suffer from low blood pressure, or B, you're under 3 months pregnant and you can feel a little bit dizzy, a little bit faint. You know how it is. So you can then do the ones on the head. So I've given you 2 options. Also, some people don't like having their necks touched. So it gives you an option. I love all of it because I'm greedy. But, you know, you please use them because they really, really, really do work. And these things have been monitored. They've been scientifically proven on an anatomical, physiological level. They've been proven, you know, on a neuroscientific level. They've been proven. So it just helps to bring that energy down. And it's immediately effective because oxytocin, the hormone of love and nurture, which massively helps to bring that energy down, that, you know, when it's not a good energy, that's now released after just 20 seconds, and that's been proven through neural imaging, MRI scanning. So it works. So give it a go, and with regular practice as well. If you are somebody who really struggles with sleep, getting to sleep, staying asleep, you know, this will be wonderful for you with regular practice. But it's a really good one to have up your sleeve. And you can do it, you know, if you're in school, you know, or you're in a work meeting, you know, and you're feeling a little bit overwrought, a little bit, oh my goodness me, you know, a bit overwhelmed. If you just have your elbows on the desk and just massage along that occipital ridge. I get my kids, I've got thousands. I'm like the Pied Piper. I get them all to do this. I say, just take a minute. If you're overwhelmed in an exam, take a minute, put your elbows on the desk. Nobody will even know what you're doing. It will just look like you're stretching your neck, and it will bring your body to stillness, but boost that focus and attention and motivation. So I hope that's helped. I will definitely see you this next week. No skiving. And yes, have a good week, everybody. Enjoy this. If you're in the UK, enjoy this beautiful spring sunshine that we're having. But wherever you are in the world, I really do wish you a week full of blessings and full of positivity and just being in the present. We're being fed a lot of fear at the moment through all sorts of avenues, and sometimes we just need to bring ourselves back to that moment where we hear the silence. And believe it or not, even crazy little me needs that from time to time. So take care, everybody. Lots of love. Oh, if you want to see the still points, actually where they are, diagram, if you click onto AnnaKennedyOnline.com, as you know, I'm her wellbeing charity ambassador, there'll be a short article, a 1-minute read article, completely free, and the diagrams, so you can print them off or just have them on your phone or whatever, your screen, and you can see exactly where you need to go. And if you're a therapist, please, I don't mind, you know. Yeah, they're my drawings. I'm not the greatest artist in the world, but use them. You know, I'm here to share. I don't make anything from this. I'm here to share. Use it, you know, please, freely. I don't mind. That's what this is all about. And that's what we should be doing in these times, is helping each other. And if you think that my videos would help anybody who you know, whether they're neurodivergent, going through a mental health issue, they're a teacher, a therapist, a doctor. You know, I work alongside doctors all the time, and other therapists. You know, if there's anybody at all you think that my videos might help, please pass it on. You know, as I say it most weeks, I don't make anything from this. I'm not interested in that. I just want to share. I just want to help because I care. I know that sounds mad, but I do. So please help me sleep a bit better by sharing my YouTube channel, please, with people who you think might, who can embrace themselves for the madness that is me. Although I've been quite well behaved on this one. Right, I'm going now. Have a lovely week, everybody. Lots of love. Bye-bye, darlings.